Hi everybody, it's 2023 and I'm back. I've been telling y'all this since 2020, but I promise y'all, 2023, I'm getting my life together. I'm being more consistent. I'm taking this YouTube thing serious and I am going to try my hardest to push out more videos. I'm not going to tell y'all when or how or like a schedule because I don't want to be lying to y'all, but I am going to try to be more consistent because I've been trying to do this YouTube thing since 2020 and baby, I admire the girls who is out here making these coins and doing it up on YouTube because the dedication it takes, especially when you work a 9-to-5 job. Like literally, I got dressed this morning to work from home just so I had a reason and no excuses to come and do this video because my excuse is like, oh, I'm not dressed. I'm in my work clothes, aka my house clothes. But that is neither here nor there. There's no more excuses. I'm going to do better. So I wanted to start off 2023 with a video about what I've learned in the 18 years that I've been dating. I know that sounds extreme. I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm definitely changing my patterns, changing my habits, doing things differently going into 2023. And at the end of the year, I definitely just kind of had enough. I was sick of myself, sick of getting the same results. Literally, same script, different cast since I was 18. I'm going to be 36 this year. 18 years of foolishness. After a while, you just get tired of it. So I just want to come here just to give information. Maybe it'll help somebody it not go through it for 18 years. Maybe it'll help somebody just really just be very secure in themselves while dating and know what they want when they're dating. I don't know how many it's going to be. I'm just going to go from what I like, the things that stood out in no particular order. So the I said no particular order, but I'm going to say this is number one. When someone tells you they do not want to be with you, they do not want a relationship, they are not ready, they have other things going on, believe them the first time. Do not stick around in hopes that they'll change their minds. Do not now try harder. And I'm talking to men and women. This is just not, me, although I date men, this is not just about men. I've heard the story so many times on both sides. When someone tells you what they want and you do not want the same thing, keep it moving. It will save you so much heartache, so much pain, so much rejection, and so much self-esteem and self-worth issues you do not understand. When you decide to choose you and accept what that person is telling you and move on, you allow them to work on whatever they need to work on and get better and be better for the person that they're supposed to be better for. And it allows you to remain open to receive the love and the care that you're looking for. Again, when somebody tells you they are not ready, they do not want to date, they do not want to be in a relationship, they are not into you, do not try to do everything in your power to show them that you are that person in hopes that they choose you. 9 times out of 10, they are not choosing you. You've made it easy for them. If they do stick around and give you little breadcrumbs, it's because you're filling a space, filling a void, and eventually they are going to move on to the person that they really want. It's happened to me more times than I care to admit. And baby, I knew the first time. I should have listened with my first mind. So again, if you guys are not on the same page, save both of you guys the drama, the trouble. Save yourself the emotional outbursts. Save them the avoidance of you. Just let it go. Another thing that I learned is if someone does want a relationship and your paths are not going in the same direction, do not try to adjust what you want in order to fit that person's narrative because you will be resentful and miserable in the end. I'll do the simplest, and this happened with Jenny Mai and her first husband. If you know you want children and your partner does not want children, somebody is sacrificing And it's going to be something that they truly do not want in order to make you happy. And sacrificing, does like wanting to do something for another person, does they may do it begrudgingly, and to save yourself the pain of dealing with somebody who does not want what you want, and vice versa, the pain of giving into somebody because you want to be, you want to show them how much you care by giving up what you want. Just let it go. If you guys can agree on major things, cities that you want to live in, countries, maybe you're a city girl and he's a country boy. Maybe you're a city boy and she's a country girl. You want to live closer to mom. He'd much rather live across the country because he doesn't want to live near his family. You want 5 kids. He wants 0 kids. You're more concerned for career and want to start a family later in life. She's ready to get the ball rolling and the kids on the road right now. If you guys are coming to those type of major crossroads and you truly believe that in giving into this person, like you're not giving in lovingly, or you haven't thought, hey, you know what, maybe I can do this, you're setting yourself up for resentment, drama, and trouble, and uneven, especially with the children thing. You get someone to have kids when you didn't want to have kids, or you have, say you want kids when you don't, or vice versa. The way you're going to raise the kids, the way your family's going to be built, is just going to be so much drama. Just let it go. I'm just giving you guys 2. An essential theme here is choose you. Somebody is going to come along and you guys are going to click and you're going to want the same thing. Save yourself the heartache and the drama. It's nothing worse than going through life with somebody and then 20 years later during a couples therapy, the problem is they resent you for them choosing a life that they did not want. Another thing is remain independent. Commitment and companionship does not mean you lose yourself. Sometimes we give up things that people never even asked us for. Sometimes we'll think, hey, we're in a relationship. I'm going to get rid of my friends. I'm going to get rid of my family. I'm going to change my trajectory. I'm going to stop going to work. I'm going to stop going to school. I'm going to dedicate all my waking moments to this person. And they never asked you to do it. And then as time goes on, you become their whole world, and there goes another level of resentment because they met you as an independent being. That could have been what attracted them to you. You had your own hobbies. You had your own life. You had something that, they were into, like, oh, this person cooks, this person bakes, this person has so many friends, this person travels. And then, in the relationship, and it stemmed from codependency, people pleasing, and just kind of not understand the boundaries. You then give up your life because a lot of times we're taught, and some people receive the messaging that once you get in a relationship, you start a family, get serious, that you have to give up many parts to yourself. And then you find sometimes men and women get to a crossroads where they've lost themselves. They turn around and they don't have any friends. And having your own life does not take away from your relationship. You put your focus on building and making sure that if that's what you guys want, you keep that center, but it doesn't stop you from living separate, fulfilling lives and also a life together. Please do not give up your independence. Please do not give up your hobbies. If somebody's asking you or make you feel like in order to be with them, you have to literally change yourself, get rid of parts of you, please don't do it. It's not going to work. Heartache. Just let it go. Remain who you are. I'm guilty of some form of self-sacrificing and giving up. And anytime the situation ended, you know what happened, Anna? You stopped doing this. You stopped doing that. When I met you, you were doing this. Now you're not doing it. You had these ideas. You had this. You had so much. And then after a while, you just kind of start focusing so much on that person or on that relationship. And it just becomes a problem, especially when it's not reciprocal. Now, I'm going to preface this with, of course, when you're in a loving relationship, sometimes these things really don't matter and it just meshes well. And, if you guys both decide, hey, I want to, you are it, you are my person, this is all I need, that's fine. I'm talking to the people who do not have strength and lose themselves within connections that are not serving them, with the sole purpose of either trying to fit a square into a circle or in hopes that this person will love them and never leave. Like, giving your all to the point of like blindly following and giving up your life is never the route to take. Once it starts not feeling good and that person, you're feeling like that person needs to. All right, sorry about that. Forgot to put on Do Not Disturb, but just don't give up yourself, your hobbies, and the life that you should be living. Anyone who is for you romantically will come in and add to that. You don't need to change who you are at the core or what the path is that you are sure and know that you're supposed to take. That person will just come and enrich, and it'll be two paths going, driving and riding passenger in each other's lives. So just don't give up yourself and your spirit and anything that, is really you at the core, because you're missing out on experiences and you're missing out on giving someone all of you and letting someone experience you really holistically. Just don't think that everything is about that other person. The worst thing you could do is just make everything about another person and forget that it's two people in this relationship and you are also important. Another thing I learned is state your needs off rip. Because if you come in and you're trying to say you're a person who's, I don't know, a little hot-headed. Say you're the person who, if the food ain't right in the restaurant, if the customer service ain't doing it, if the lady on the phone is giving you a little tinge of attitude, and the first thing you about to do is like, maybe sometimes you could catch yourself, but maybe sometimes you can't. Let that person know. Don't let them know that, hey, I'm somebody that this is very important to me, and this is what I need. I'm a hothead, so I might need you to come in and just be like, hey, calm it down. Or I'm somebody who is a little more on the non-confrontational side. So, I may come to you and, kind of need, to put the battery in the back for me to like kind of defend myself in certain situations. If you're somebody who likes to talk, I love to talk. I could spend all day on the phone with the person I like. I likes to run my mouth. But also, I may not answer the phone. So, just state that up front. Like if you're somebody who prefers calling and not texting, let them know. Because how you start, it gets and this isn't anything in life, it's very hard to get people to change when you are allowing them to do certain things that you don't know is a problem, just because you want to remain agreeable or you don't want to seem like a needy person. It's because 9 times out of 10, your needs are valid. If you're somebody who likes gifts, don't be ashamed of that. If you're somebody who needs quality time, let that person know. If you're somebody who just like, hey, when you say you're going to do something, do it. If you we're going to always have a problem if you never complete the task that you said you're going to do. Let a person know what you need in order to be successful. Another thing that a lot of people are ashamed, and even I had to learn, I'm learning now how to do this, is reassurance. People need reassurance. It is what it is, from a kid to a dog to an adult. That's why we have accolades at work. That's why we have celebrities have awards. That's why we have, words of praise. People need reassurance. And in romantic relationships, it's not a wrong thing to let your partner know, hey, I need to know at times that I'm doing good. I need to know at times that you're happy. I need to know at times that I'm beautiful. I need to know at times like the good qualities about me. Don't always just come to me when we have a problem. Like, let me know, like, hey boo, you look cute today. Or hey boo, like I loved when you did X, Y, and Z. Hey, you know what? I know that, last time we had a problem with this, but I see you, I heard you, I see you making an effort. Hey, you know what? I just care about you. You could just wake up, like, some people need reassurance that the relationship is still going strong and they are still someone important in your life. Some people's reassurance, they really can't voice it. It could be something as simple as like, hey, when I call you and you pick up the phone, it may sound trivial, but that just reassures that you do care. When I may have a complaint, it could not even be about you. It could be something that happened at work. Just the fact that you sat there and listened, that reassured me. So, ask for your needs and make sure that even if you feel like society may shame you for certain things, they may call it needy. They may say like, oh, like, if I'm with you, you should already know. And that's not the case. A lot of people think that once they secure the relationship, there's no more work to be done. Hey, if you plan on being with this person for, you want to have these relationships like your grandparents, 60, 70 years, like, do you think that they got together 60 years ago and just stopped? No, it's a continuation. We go through things. The person I was on the first day of our relationship or the first day you met me is not going to be the person that's here 10 years from now. You have to be able to know that as we are all growing individually, that the reassurance is this relationship is still strong. This is still where you want to be. Another thing is transparency is very big. So I learned that when someone is very evasive or keeping things from you or have like a life that you cannot be a part of, like they try their damnedest to prevent you from like showing up to your workplace during a Christmas party. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. We always having separate Thanksgiving. I haven't met a cousin. I'm not meeting friends. Like that, it's a red flag. I've learned that either one, they're living a double life, or two, you are not that important. If you're not meeting family members, if you're not meeting friends, if you're not meeting, and I'm not just saying like just off rip, but if somebody is like feeding you information that you are with them or they really care about you or they want to take this to the next level, and you turn around a year later and you don't know anything about this person, literally, you don't know anything about this person's life, like don't even know their mama's name, let it go. You guys do not really go together. And if you approach them with this concern and they're giving you all excuses, oh, I'm just private. You ain't got to be all in my business. I keep my family separate from my relationships. My mom and my dad, miss all that. They ain't fooling with you. Let it go. I don't even have to say nothing else about that. Just let it go. There's privacy and then there's purposeful privacy. If every time I walk in a room or you walk in a room and the phone is flying across the bed, the calls are being hung up on, the screen's got to be turned, the whispering, the walking out the door when you're talking to somebody, the evasiveness, that person doesn't really fool with you, and it's not what you think it is. Like, people say a lot of things, but the key to this, and I'll lead this into the other thing, and this will lead into the next one. When somebody truly cares and truly wants you, words are null and void. They will continuously show it. You will never have to second guess. I've been victim of the words, with no actions behind it. And I've been able to be strung along longer than I needed to. And I kid you not, with all these examples, I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. And in all these situations where I'm going to take my accountability, I knew the day it didn't make sense, I should have kept it moving. But my own issues internally of not feeling worthy and thinking that in order to make something work, I need to sacrifice and live in some type of fantasy, delusion, unhappiness. And eventually this person will finally see, hey, look at how much I've endured. Look at how much I put up with. Choose me. If you feel yourself falling, I know it's in my braces, y'all, don't judge me. But if you are starting to fall into that, like, protesting and trying to get this person to see you in the way that you feel you're not being seen, let it go. You do not, when it's real and when it's right, I promise you, struggle love is not a necessary thing. It's not real. It doesn't have to be struggle love. It does not have to be hard. Now, are there sometimes you might have to go through the ringer just to, together? Okay, that's a different thing. But there's no return on your investment. And you're literally the only person doing the work. And I'm talking to men and I'm talking to women. I'm talking to women and I'm talking to men. If there's no return on your investment and you're jumping through the ringer, just for this person to notice you, when if you would like step aside and look behind them, there's like 10 people who see you and have already, hey, I'm here, I see you, I want to be with you, you're exactly what I need, but you've been blinded for the last 10 years. Don't do it. Do not do it, because that then leads into the dreaded thing that happens to be what a lot of us are falling into in this new age of dating: situationships. Situationships are not relationships. Situationships keep you bound. Situationships may not and usually do not progress to anything. Situationships keep you in such a state that the other person actually will start to lose respect for you. And the first person that comes along and puts a boundary down and like, yo, this is what we're doing, I'm not doing that, they're leaving you. When somebody comes and puts their foot down and be like, yo, I don't know what you got going on over there, but you're not doing it over here, they're gone. They're married. They're together. There's children. While you sitting there, you prepared this person for that next person. You were transition. I know it's hard to hear. You were the transition. And they were in flux, and you sat there and let them be in flux with you, because some people, unfortunately, do not know how to stay and sit in that empty space of just like, hey, I'm going through some things, I'm not ready, or I really want this. Let me chill out. Let me relax. Let me keep my energy, my soul ties open, so when that person who's for me is here, I can just go freely without leaving a trail of heartache and pain. Situationships, they are detrimental to your emotional health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your psychological health. Situationships are good. They do not benefit anyone. Even the person who is getting the benefit, all it is adding to the foolishness that they're leaving behind that they may have to pay for later on in life. I mean, it is what it is. I had to learn these lessons myself. Another one, when somebody's like, I'm going to use Maya Angelou. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. Who this person is presenting to you, fall in love with what's in front of you. Don't fall in love with what you think they could be. Don't fall in love with what you think they could be. And I know people are going to be like, well, what if no, I'm not talking about that type of potential. I'm not talking about the Barack Obamas in the world where I come in and you've got plans on being a president. No, what I'm talking about is who you are as a core of the person. Oh, maybe you are, I don't know, somebody who can't commit to anything. Maybe going on dates is something I truly, truly enjoy, and it's something that you scoff at. You think it's not important. I got to make my decision based off that. I can't make my decision based off maybe when you decide I'm worthy, you'll treat me better. No. What you presented to me was somebody who does not want to do, does not find the importance in what I find important, or vice versa. So now I have to make that choice to decide, hey, is this something I want to stick around because this is something I may never get? Or do I go stop stressing myself about something I really want that I'm not going to get over here and go find it elsewhere? And then that leads me to another thing. A lot of times when a person is not what you want, what they're not for you, they're not for you, you present that they're not for you, and they try to guilt you into, oh, you want too much, y'all this, y'all. No. This person is being honest with you. Allow them to make the choice for their life. Do not hold them hostage. If you are the person who's in hopes of having this person, but hey, in the end, I may not be happy, keep it moving. If this person is, sometimes people do try to tell you that they don't want you. Sometimes people are bold with their, I don't want you, but you just stick around and just make it easy. If this person is letting you know, hey, you're not the one, I don't want you, allow them to leave, because you know what that's going to do? That's freeing them up to live the life that they're supposed to live, and that's freeing you up to live the life you're supposed to live. And them choosing themselves, you are forced to choose you, and in choosing you, it's the best decision that you ever made, and you didn't even know it. You might have made it begrudgingly. Let that person go. You leave when you're ready. People may get hurt. It is what it is. But as long as you know you went in there and you did not purposely do anything, you're not leaving on some old, like, I just had a baby by somebody else. I just got somebody else pregnant. I've been cheating the whole time. I know for a fact I never liked this person, but hey, it was easy. It was sex. It was attention. It was money. It was whatever. That's a different thing. But if you know that the good, like, hey, this is not going to work. I don't want to string you along. Let that person know. If they protest, don't even feed into it. If somebody tells you that, don't protest, let them go. Let people choose the life that they want to choose. And another thing, do not ever take anything personal. I know it's easy to be looked over, to see somebody go in a relationship, to see somebody give somebody what you've been begging them for. It is not you. It has everything to do with them. Do not internalize it. Do not bring that and carry that on to the next situation. Do not use that as a barometer or let that be how you determine how worthy you are. In the end, if you look at it in a informed, enlightened way, just like you have your own life to follow, this person does too. You and them could have just been crossing paths. They have the right to choose a path. Now, the problem is now sometimes how we do it when we're not, when we're operating from an ego perspective. But at the end of the day, they had the right to choose the life that they wanted to live. And you have the right to accept that and move on. You don't have to hold on to it. You can accept that and move on. And just because this person doesn't want you does not mean that another person does not think that you're the best thing that has ever happened to them. So many stories I've heard of people when they finally let go of that person that's been stringing them along, their person has literally walked into their life like the same hour. Sometimes you're not going to get what you want until you fully remove yourself from a situation that you know is not for you. And I am giving that advice to myself because a lot of times that's where I felt foolish for things where I know, like, without a shadow of a doubt, the longer I stay in the situation, the more detrimental it's going to be. But leaving is such a hard task sometimes, and it could really be easy, but you get emotionally attached to somebody. You kind of want to stick around because, hey, maybe there's a pot at the, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's when you put in so much work, you just feel like, why give them now? But once you let go and truly just be able to sit with yourself and accept yourself for who you are and start living for you, having your own life, doing your own thing, it's a tried and true situation that eventually you will fall into and walk into the life for you. And it could look like anything. And that's another thing. What I've learned in these last 8 years is there's no one size fits all relationship. There's no one size fits all gender role. There's no one size fits all way that you are supposed to relate to somebody intimately. Do not allow the internet, do not allow anyone, do not allow family and friends to try to convince you that there's only one way to be in love. There's only one way to love. Whatever works for you and the person you're with is going to work for you and the person you're with. A lot of times, when these situations don't work out, is because it's just not something that we are meant to be in. Some people, the traditional route is for them. Some people it's not. Some people are meant to be very engulfed in relationships. Some people are meant to have a cool detachment from their lover. Some people, the whole thing is a family in a 9 to 5. Some people are meant to be the traveling auntie and uncles, auntie and aunties, uncle and uncles. Name your gender there. That you should be. Some people are not. Some people are meant to just be together and read books. Some people, they might be together with somebody else. Whatever floats your boat. But as long as you know you're being true to yourself, this is what you really want to do, and this is not you just being in relations in order to keep somebody around and make somebody happy, find out what it is you truly value and truly want in partnerships. Do not apologize for it. If you're somebody who needs that intensity, go after it. If you're somebody who needs a little bit like, hey, I'm going to see you once a week, do you. And once you're living in that, you're going to find what you're looking for. And lastly, do not try to convince or coax somebody to fit into your narrative. Allow somebody to come to you with free will. Do not lie to people because you know that, hey, you know what? I don't want to be in a relationship. I want a couple of men or women. Be honest. You will find what you're looking for. But you don't have the right to come to somebody, present some type of monogamy or monogamous, knowing that you will never be that, and then getting upset when this person is reacting negatively to what you're now doing. Be honest from jump. And that goes back to the other point. Whatever somebody tells you, believe them the first time. Do not allow them to convince you that what they're telling you is going to work for you if it's not. If this is truly not what you want, you have the right to say no. Okay? Let it go. And again, I'm telling you, this is what I learned from the ages of 18 to 35. We're not bringing this madness into 36. Some people, it's easy for them. If you're like me, or a lot of people in the world who had to learn a lot of their lessons on how to stand firm in their own self, because for me, my lessons were always brought me back to myself, always brought me back to my independence. Hey, until you stand 1,000% on your own and 10 toes down for yourself, this merging with another person is not going to work for you. A lot of you may be trying to figure out, hey, what's the problem? Why am I having such difficulties in romance? How come somebody X, Y, and Z, they're having such an easy time? Because you know what? I'll leave you with this. At that time, relationships or connections shouldn't have been with you. The only connection you should have been having is with yourself. But society lets us know you ain't really much of anything until you partner up. We're a group that thinks that partnership is the end goal. But there's a big group of people who are quite all right with having somebody there but not really there, or focusing on themselves, or looking for a partnership that is in alignment and in support of them continuously always being themselves and building themselves up and remaining their own person. And if that's you and this resonated, hey, thumbs up. Comment below what's something that you've learned while dating, good, bad, or indifferent. For the people who are the independent girls and boys who's made it work in relationships, what advice do you have for the other girls? For age ain't really nothing but a number, so this is not like an age thing. This is just what has happened to me. But if you finally at a stage where, you're changing and you're letting go of things that do not serve you anymore, add it down, comment. Is there anything else you can add? And listen, y'all, stay strong. Stay strong. Don't take anything personal. Just learn from things that you may have not done that was not in your best interest. Move on. There's so much more life to live. And if relationship is what you really want, you can get it. The key, though, is to make sure that you know who you are, you're focused on yourself, and you're allowing yourself to choose what's best for you, and the right person will come along. And I hope y'all are having such a great new year. I'm gonna try to stick with it, baby, because inconsistency is my middle name. But you know what, 2023, we're not gonna speak that. What I'm gonna do is say, I'm a consistent heifer. I'm always consistent. And when I put my mind to it, I'm going to do it. Okay? I ain't going to speak that negativity. We don't do negativity around here. We do realness, but we don't do negativity. Chatty Anna, you'll be back this week. You sure will. Y'all like, subscribe, follow, share. And again, let me know what you feel about this video. And if there's anything else, your good big sis, good auntie, your good girlfriend, your bestie, whatever you want to call me. Listen, I done lived a couple lives, and hey, I definitely got some more to share, and I'm gonna walk y'all through it, because I'm not coming from a point of elitism like I've been there, done that. Baby, I'm still going through it, and while I'm learning, I'm gonna let y'all know, and hopefully somebody, even if it's just one of y'all, can find this information useful. Y'all have a good day. Bye.